What up, folks? Your boy Versus here. That's right, a negative video on All Pro Football 2K8. Why? Because no one will make them, and someone has to do it, and they need to be available to the gaming community.
I don't understand why there is a need to make videos bashing this game. The game is out of print, there is no hope for a patch, and the producer and developers have backed out of the football genre. If anything, you should focus on making clips about this game that show the positives and ask the public, why haven't these things been implemented into Backbreaker, been implemented into Madden? Because clearly they've been implemented in this game that's years old.
Also, the reason why I'm doing it is because I can show what I want, no matter how much you cry about it. Question: who blitzes like this?
Now, I don't know who's crying about it, but I'll help you answer your question in a second. First off, you're going to say blitz a lot in this video. I don't see a blitz. I see a line shifting. But I don't know who's crying about this stuff, and I certainly don't care what you show on your channel, but let's at least be honest, or I can actually force you to be honest. To answer your question, the person who picked the defense is the one who would blitz like this. So who's on defense versus?
I'm on defense, I'm controlling the free safety, and my entire defensive line is blitzing as if they have no common sense whatsoever. This is a terrible blitz. Leslie O'Neal isn't even looking at the quarterback.
Okay, so let me get this straight. The AI has no common sense because they're not looking at the quarterback. But you're playing as the safety and your back is turned to the line of scrimmage? So you expected the AI to be smarter than you? I'm a little bit confused. You picked the play and then you ran backwards. But it's the AI's fault. It's the game's flaw. It's the game's glitch. It's poor programming that the AI isn't looking at the quarterback. Okay. I tell you what, you need to make a corny joke and then put in a little jab on Backbreaker, and maybe nobody will notice that. That's what you should do.
He's looking to the sideline to get a cup of Gatorade, perhaps. He's got the Backbreaker visor going on. He's not even paying attention. This is a horrible blitz.
I want to make a quick point. I mean, obviously, continually reiterating this isn't a blitz. Okay, this is a line shift or a line stunt. And they aren't designed with the sole purpose of bringing quarterback pressure. Their sole purpose is to get the line flowing in one direction. So, in all honesty, right up until this point, this video has really been based in the procedural awareness of one player, Leslie O'Neal. But what's been overlooked is a majority of the other players are focused on the quarterback, with the exception of the one that's being user-controlled and the defensive end. Now, I do want to also say, from an AI perspective, this is actually a fairly good offensive play calling. And not only that, although it hasn't been mentioned and won't be mentioned in the entire video, the quarterback actually rolls away from the pressure. So there's two things that are very hard to do in football. One is to get pressure once you've stunted or shifted your line the other way. The other is to get pressure from a quarterback that's actually being mobile in the pocket. But for some reason, those points aren't being addressed here because obviously they would cripple the argument trying to be made.
Yes, this game does have some pretty good animations, but it does share some of the same flaws as Madden, as 2K5, even some that are rearing their ugly head in Backbreaker. This game does have a lot of flaws. He's not even looking at the quarterback. The quarterback is under no pressure whatsoever. He's just standing there.
Now, you just said this is a flaw. You've also said you were a quarterback. I want to talk a little bit about football knowledge and fundamentals. Now, hopefully, some of you have noticed while the camera panned around, there's no tight end on this formation on the left side. There's only one wide receiver on the left side, and the halfback has ran out to the flats. So can somebody explain to me, while the former quarterback, who should know an offense better than any of us, I mean, like I said, Rashawn and myself were just defensive backs. Can you explain to me why your back is turned to the line of scrimmage? Why you're not keyed on the only receiver on your side of the field or the halfback? Because I don't understand why the game is glitching or the game is flawed when clearly you don't even know what you're doing.
And yet, my defensive line is committing a horrible blitz. This is not good. This is a flaw. As the two players on the left mirror each other and the two players on the right mirror each other.
If I were you, I would really quickly call this a blitz again so people understand you don't know what you're talking about in football. And then just to cover your ass, make sure you tell people there's no way you could set this up by picking the defensive play.
This is a terrible blitz. You know, there's no way that I can set this up. This happens in this game, and some of these flaws need to be shown. And if I have to be the only one doing it, so be it. I will expose this game and show the flaws. I will show some of the positives. I will keep playing this game, and if I see some positives, I will definitely show them. But I will also show the flaws as well. As you can see, the quarterback is under no pressure whatsoever. He's just standing there. Leslie O'Neal is completely out of the play.
Wait a second. He's taking himself out of the play? Where the fuck are you? You've got your back turned running down the field. There's only one player you need to be worried about at this point. Don't mention the fact that on the right side of your screen, the computer-controlled safety is actually strafing and watching the quarterback. Let's instead focus on what the other computer-controlled players are doing. You know, the ones that you had a lot more control over when you pick the line assignments.
He has taken himself out of the play. Of course, what does he expect to happen when he commits such a terrible blitz like this?
Again, of course, this isn't a blitz. What did you expect when you selected a play that was geared toward a run play to the left and you got a pass play? But quick, before you stop the video, make sure you reiterate to everybody that obviously, as we've seen from your unbelievable knowledge of football with your user control of the safety, reiterate to everyone that this is not something you would ever see in football, and of course you're the only person brave enough to show these flaws.
This does not happen in real football. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone shows me.